Sky of UFO. Exactly. I'm waiting for one to cover the entire sky. What you're looking at here is a very interesting clip. If you notice, there looks like there's something like a disc. Exactly. That right there is a runner. Very fast. Here's a screenshot of it. You can see it on the left, on the bottom. There it is right there, and there's your platform. And here's another runner as well. I don't know if we're looking at the bottom of it or that's actually what we're seeing. Yes, exactly. This thing came up in like one frame and then it was gone. I have no idea what it was, but all I know is it inspired me to go out and seek in the sun. Here's a strange image here that showed up after it passed behind me. And as we bring it in closer, it looks like a disc or a crown, but it definitely has dimension. And here's that image. This is another image that is like the other image. Twice this image has popped up. Exactly. And here's the square cloud that as it moved off, it began to break down into a sphere. And by the time it's done, it will be just a sphere. And there you go. And we'll move on to the next. I don't know why that's taking so long. And this here was just an unusual cloud. Here's a place where there was two orbs, and one was ahead of the other. The other orb caught up to it. Here's a picture of the orb, a runner. They had turned into a triangle. And I found this quite fascinating. And that's the end result. And you can see that the triangle was rotating as well. And there's an orb. That's probably the last one trying to catch up to the other two. There were like 4 in all. And these orbs or spheres are quite prevalent in the clouds. And matter of fact, after a while, that's all you start seeing are a round object. I like this one here. It is very interesting. And that is as well. Now, that is an insect. But interesting. This is a thermo scanner, and that could possibly be a rod. I have a series of rods that show up in here. Matter of fact, here we are at my house. I shot like a 10-second video, a skyfish or a rod. That's what that is. It's a real creature. That is 1 inch, and it's capable of doing 150 miles an hour. There's another rod, and there's another one. And the blur up on the right, that is one of these creatures that are very close. They could be black or white. It's depending on the light, how it's hitting them. And they connect with one another. And you can see that it's a little fuzzy and it's not real straight. Exactly, because that is their wings. And there you go, a couple of them there coming in. And this rod is wielded by this ghost right here, this apparition. Look at it. And, ooh, and there's a closer version of this. I interpreted this ghost to be the head of the machine. And there's the same picture. I just took you up to the top to see that it's connected with possibly spirits. Oh, whoa. And that showed up behind a shadowy figure, and that's a closer version of it. Here's our staircase. Notice up on the banister, it looks like at least a 2-foot rod. I find this phenomenon very interesting. If you look it up on the internet, you will find it, and there are various videos on the subject as well. But a lot of photographers, look up on the right, there's your fuzzy little, there's that squirrely little whatever it is. But anyway, they had followed these rods up into the clouds, like I did, and discovered UFO as well. Here's a donut. There was a terrestrial creature outside my door. This here is gigantic. This one right here is only inches long. Each one of these black circles that you see could possibly be a rod. The one outside my house would be like 1 inch in diameter. right here, and you can actually see it move. You can see the first one as it closes up. Here's a runner right here, and I blew them up. I call it popping, and that's when you take it into Photoshop and you pop it. And here's that terrestrial, and you can actually hear it breathe. A black spot will show up on the back, and when it does, you will hear a breath. And then the front will begin to move, and a black spot will show up there as well. Here's one of those donuts. Here's another donut. These are gigantic up there. Here's two orbs that showed up later. I popped this one more time, and here's what I got. A happy face. Now, who's in charge of this stuff? Is this apps? Is this the ghost being funny? What is this? That's why I love doing this. Nothing gets by me. Here's the two orbs that turn into a triangle. You're seeing those right here individually as they're running across. You can look at it. It has dimension to it as well. You know, it's not just a fuzzy dot. It even has a back. It's been nice.